So today in this video, I'm going to talk about holiday stress and how to manage your triggers. So a lot of people around the holidays, we have the music playing and the decorations and all the social events. And for some people, there's a very familiar sensation, dread. This is the last thing that they're wanting because they can become triggered during the holidays. So why do so many people become triggered during the holidays? So I'm going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to talk about why past traumas from our childhood can be triggers today, what the differences are between traumas and triggers. I'll talk about some ways that you can manage stress during the holidays and how to really get to the root cause of your emotional trauma that's causing you to dread the holiday time. So what is trauma exactly? So trauma is childhood development trauma. Anything that happened in your past at the hands of your primary caregivers. It could be abuse of different kinds. It could be physical or emotional abuse. It could be neglect. A lot of people are just outright neglected, ignored by their parents, cared for in many respects, but just the parent was not emotionally attuned to their child. Or you could have narcissistic parents, parents that were addicts or alcoholics. There's a number of different situations where people can be traumatized by their childhood, by their primary caregivers. And what makes trauma so debilitating is not necessarily the event itself or what happened to you as a child, but your perception to it, your survival strategies, like personality traits you developed in response to that trauma, and the ongoing impact of this issue that can trigger psychological and physical sensations and physical stress response, so to speak. And this can happen to many people during the holidays. Triggers are an important aspect of trauma because these are people, places, smells, sounds, objects, things that you see that can turn on your stress chemicals, can turn on a trauma response. So common triggers that can come up during the holidays are the absence of loved ones that have passed on, that are not with us now. Relatives that you normally keep at a distance, but you are faced with them now. You have to be around them during the holidays and listen to them and listen to their criticism or their negativity. There could also be an increased use of alcohol or other substances by friends and family members. There can also be scents and decorations and music and things like your uncle's cologne or certain types of Christmas music or holiday music that can trigger a memory or something from your past. So what are some things that you can do to manage your holiday stress? So number one, you can increase your vagal tone. So your vagus nerve runs from your brain, innervating all of your different organs, and it's responsible for bringing your body back into parasympathetic mode. And so when you're in sympathetic mode, that's when you're having that stress response, those fight or flight chemicals, and you don't feel very well. So increasing your vagal tone can help bring your body back into more of a relaxed mode. And you can do this with several ways. You can do coffee enemas. You can gargle water. You can gargle salt water. You can sing. And these are kind of like things that are low level that help to increase your vagal tone. There's things you can do that are more effective. You can use a Modius sleep device. It's a device like it's a headband you put on that's controlled with an app. This is probably one of the strongest things that you can use to increase vagal tone. You can also use an Apollo wristband. A lot of research, university research behind the Apollo wristband, and there's lots of other vagus nerve stimulating devices that are amazing as well. You can also jump in cold water. That'll help. Increase vagal tone as well. There's many different ways to accomplish this. Number two is practicing mindfulness. So mindfulness is bringing your thoughts now into the present moment. And this is a key aspect of meditation, living in the now by Eckhart Tolle. It's an amazing book. You can read that book during the holidays. But living here and now in the present moment is essential for not worrying about the future, which causes anxiety, or thinking about past moments, because worrying about the past does nothing to change the past. So getting into a practice of mindfulness and focusing on the now is key. And so for me personally, I do meditation. I also do biofield tuning, which is incredibly effective. A lot of different ways to do that, but you can read books on the subject, but practicing meditation is a great way to do that. It's a practice just like anything. It takes time to retrain your brain to focus on the present. So number 3 is social support. So research shows that people have a higher resilience to stress, or happier, they live longer lives if they have social support from friends, family members, their partner, what have you. So it's good to reach out if you're feeling stressed out, reach out to a friend or a loved one. So number 4 is discovering and releasing the roots of your trauma. And this involves doing emotional trauma work. So what is emotional trauma? So yes, there's developmental trauma at the hands of our parents, but there's a lot of things that happen to us along the way that cause traumas. Anything we weren't emotionally ready to deal with. You can have, one-off events like big T trauma. You had a car accident, an illness, the death of a loved one, going to war. There's so many different things that happen to us as human beings. We all have emotional trauma, and the research shows that 65% or more of physical health issues are caused by emotional trauma. And this is really, really interesting. So I've been researching this for the past 10 years, and I have researched how we release emotional trauma using sound therapy. And I just found this so fascinating over the course of, learning about my own health issues and learning how to my desire to want to improve my health and my happiness and my joy and create more love and peace in my life. And on this journey of self-discovery, I have found that using sound therapy is a frequency that you can release near your body will help to release emotional trauma. Look, why is that? Because emotional traumas are frequencies. They're frequencies that reside in our energy field around our body, and that is how you release them. You can't release emotional trauma with talk therapy. And what is everybody doing? They're going to talk therapy. And the reason is because many traumas happened to us before we were even able to verbalize, before we were able to talk. And also because, we're just chronically exposed to, we lived with our parents for our whole lives, the traumas we experience, our survival mechanisms become part of our core personality. So you can't talk your way out of your personality. And you also are not able to talk your way out of emotional traumas. You need to get them at the root where they are. They're a frequency in our energy field. And using sound therapy just tunes these traumas out of our energy field, and the conventional medical research supports this. So I have a free masterclass that I created called the Emotional Detox Masterclass. You can click the link below to learn more about it. In this masterclass, I talk about the 5 keys, the 5 elements you need to release your emotional trauma, and the specific type of sound therapy that helps to release emotional trauma, and so many interesting statistics on how doing this work also helps to heal physical health issues. It's fascinating, absolutely worth your time. So check it out at the link below. So I'm Dr. Wendy Myers, and I know the holiday times are so stressful for so many of you. You have a lot of negative memories and just things that have happened to you in the past, and you can be triggered during the holidays. But there's lots of things that you can do. Use some of these strategies that I talked about in this video. But even beyond the holidays, I want you to start thinking about what emotional traumas you have and what you are going to do about it to release them, so that you can have more love and joy and peace in your life that you deserve. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Wendy Myers, and I'll see you guys on the next video.